Okay. I'm doing a one-take wonder, and we need to pray that this thing stays on this mirror. Hi, everybody. It is 1:02 p.m. on Friday, December 27th, 2024. And when I woke up this morning, I was kind of feeling blech. And then I had breakfast, made my coffee, did a couple workout. Well, I did a workout on the bike first. And then I was like, my stomach hurts. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not that stomach bug that's like taking people out left and right. And then I was like, I looked at the calendar, or my date on my phone or whatever. And I was like, oh no, this is anxiety. Because tomorrow, or the day that you're watching this, December 28th, 2022, my grandmother, my Noni, passed away. And I would say the grief is still so fresh. Like, she was never on, like, any of the social media apps or whatever, but, like, oh my Lord. Like, I'll see a meme or whatever, and it'll remind me of her. Or I'll see something, and it'll remind me of her. The last 2 years have been, like, a whirlwind, basically. This morning, I did something way out of my comfort zone. And I shared a little bit of my, testimony, I guess. I always thought as, like, Catholics we didn't have one, because we're baptized as babies and stuff. But I shared a little bit. And, I'd hope she'd be proud of that. I don't know, I guess it bothers me sometimes when, like, people judge Catholics and they're like, oh, well, if you're Catholic, then you must believe this, and blah, blah, blah. And, I think I've shared pretty openly on here that, like, I question everything. It's like I have questions. And it's like I struggle every day. And it's just, like, for instance, like, a blanket statement is like, oh, you must be Catholic, you must hate, gay people or whatever. I can tell you right now, anybody is welcome. Well, let's just pretend this is a table. My channel is a table. Anybody is welcome. No matter who you love, no matter who you are, anything. And same with for my grandmother too. She liked Ellen DeGeneres, because she liked her dancing back on her talk show. Later came out that she was problematic, but she wasn't problematic because she was gay. She was problematic because of the way she treated her staff on her show. Anywho, it just bothers me like that, because it's like, I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's wrong, but we're taught to, like, love people. And, like, my grandmother had this ability to never meet a stranger. Like, if we were in line somewhere, or, at a supermarket or whatever, like, she would just be chatting up the cashier, or, somebody in line, or, just anywhere, really. She was what was good about the world. And, I remember that week leading up to her passing, because she passed away at like 9 in the, either 8, like 8:30 something, or like 9 in the morning, because we'd got the call around like 9-ish. And I remember that week, it was just awful, because it was, first of all, my mom and I were so sick. We had like some sort of like stomach flu / cold. Like, again, I don't know if it was just stress was completely depleting us or whatever, but my mom laid on the couch the entire Christmas, you know, and I was just sobbing and just, I was like, I remember that whole week, I would like pace my living room here, like go in circles. I'd be like, well, God, why aren't you taking her? Like, if that's the end of her story, you know, or whatever, like, why is she still here? And then like 10 minutes later, I'd be like, well, I'll miss her and I don't want her to be gone, you know? Oh God, crying on the internet again. But, you know, ultimately she did pass away, and I believe she's in a better, see, this is, my ADHD is all over the place. This is something that I've struggled with, because when people say better place, like, yes, I know she was not suffering. My mom and her siblings did everything they could to make her comfortable. We had hospice in there and everything, but I'm saying she didn't have control of her own body. She couldn't speak. She couldn't, you know, communicate. She lost her ability to speak. She couldn't remember anything, you know, like, she was basically trapped in her own body, right? Okay? So when people say like better place, I'm like, well, what could be a better place than with her family, or her great grandkids, or her grandkids, or even her own children, you know? But then I'm like, well, yeah, but she got reunited with my grandpa, who they spent 19 years apart, because he died when he was 75 years old. He had a heart attack. He had some underlying health issues. But anyways, literally, so basically, because I was 6 years old when he died, and then I believe I was 26 when she died. I don't know, I don't do math, but it's been 2 years, and I'm going to be 28 in April, so. Anyways, but that is a better place for her. She does get to be healed, whole, free. You know, I wholeheartedly believe she's not confused anymore. She can sing. She loved to sing. She could talk, you know, she could communicate. And, you know, she could understand the angels around her and stuff. And I fully believe that she can understand me, or not understand me, but like understand me in the fact of like when I would grab her hand, or I would like, you know, rub her hand or rub her arm or whatever. Like, I felt that she knew that I was there. But like, she, you know, she's dancing around up there. I fully believe that. Like, she's got like a Dunkin', you know, on tap and whatever, and it's beautiful, you know. Like, I fully 100% believe that, you know. But it is hard without her here. Because for me, at least, she was that person who, like, when you were having the absolute worst day, like, everything was going wrong, like, no matter what you did, you walked into her house, or in this case, I rolled into her house, and it was like the world stops for 20-30 minutes, and all that you do is you just sit. And that's what I miss. Because, as you guys can tell, I have a lot of big feelings, and I have a lot of big emotions, and it's no secret that I struggle, not only physically, but I struggle mentally as well. anxiety and stuff, and some other stuff that I don't really feel like getting into right now. So I not only needed a lot of help physically, but I need I need like my emotional support human, to like like, I don't know, I just get nervous and I freak. Sorry. I just get nervous and I like freak out about things that don't matter, and I definitely care way too much about what people think of me and their opinions. I'm trying to work on that, but it's really hard. And I just, honestly, I feel like everybody feels like this, but I just wish I could have 5 minutes, like, to call her and be like, well, what would you do in this situation? Or how would you react to this? Or whatever, But, and it's still just so fresh, because I think now that I've become an aunt and I've watched my mom become a grandmother, and, especially just with Christmas this past week, like, watching her work with Santa and, like, put on that Christmas magic for, my, nieces is just, it's indescribable. And, my nieces are gonna have such a gift in having a very similar relationship that I had with my grandmother, with my mom, and it's such a gift, and I just, but you just wish that your person was here forever, or, your loved one. And I think it's worse. I mean, I truly would have felt this way if she passed on April 1st or April whatever, or, any other day of the week or any other month of the year. But I think because it's so close to Christmas, and I don't know why this is a thing. There needs to be a study about this. But why does grief, like, I feel grief every day. Like, I feel, well, not like every moment of every day. It's gotten a little bit better, but like, I see it in small moments, like, oh, I wish I could tell her about this, or this good thing happened, or this hard thing happened, or, anyway, just, or like, oh my God, she would love this show, or, this was her favorite actor, or whatever. But anyway, what was I even saying? I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, Christmas, right. Why does grief, like, hit you like a ton of bricks, like, during Christmas? And it's not just like, oh, it's Christmas, we're gonna get out the Christmas tree and put it up. Like, that's okay, that's whatever. But I'm talking every day. Like, there's something new that I'm, like, struggling with because, she's not here. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. But the good news is I know that somebody has my back. I mean, I knew that before, right? Like, I have angels here, because I believe that people come into your life for a reason. Can I let Maddie in? People come into your life for a reason, and there's people who are there to help you, and like, friends, and family is great and everything, but it's also good to have somebody who can, like, see above you, and my grandpa was there for many years and stuff, but I was so young when he died that I just, number one, now my memories are kind of fuzzy, but number two is that, like, we had a relationship of a grandpa and a 6-year-old. I didn't have the emotional capacity to understand what was going on, you know. I just woke up one day and everybody was sad, and then my mom was like, oh, Grandpa went to heaven. I'm like, well, where's that? Can we go? You know what I mean? Like, where's that? Can we go? You know? I think it hurts more when you're older, because it's like you've had a whole life. And I'm so thankful, you know? Like, I'm so thankful that, I don't know. I mean, I get down on myself sometimes that my disabilities, both mental and physical, and health conditions and stuff, keep me from doing a lot of the things. And, you know, I struggle to get through the day most days, you know, and I just, like, I don't, I mean, I say it's a luxury, but, you know, but I don't have the luxury of, like, going out and getting a job that's, like, you know, a Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. Like, it has to be a certain job, you know, where I don't have the luxury of, like, getting in a car and going to drive, which, I mean, I never wanted to drive anyway. I have no business being on the road, but, you know, like, so I'm often really hard on myself, and I'm like, well, what have I accomplished? Like, I don't really do much with my day, you know, or whatever. And then I have to be reminded, it's not like, oh, I'm looking for compliments or I'm fishing for whatever, but I'm like, literally, what am I doing? I'm talking to a camera, which I know that a lot of you watch my videos and, you know, I keep you company through the day or whatever, but it's like I'm not, like, productive, you know? I think that's something I'll always struggle with, is I'm not, like, which, I mean, what is normal these days, you know? But it's like, I don't have the typical, I don't know, it's just hard. But, like, when I tell you, this woman was the biggest cheerleader for literally everything. My cousin was a dancer from, like, not that kind of dancer. She was, oh my god, she was a dancer, like, in, like, dancing school and stuff. Like a dance studio. Not like Dance Mom's dance studio, but, like, something similar, you know? She didn't do competitions or anything. She did, like, recitals, right? So she was a dancer from, like, 5 to, like, our senior year of high school. And my grandma went to every competition, you know? My siblings and my cousins played soccer, football, baseball, like, everything. And then, you know, I did my horseback riding, and she was there when she could be, and stuff like that. And thankfully, she got to see my sister get married, and she got to meet my niece. So we have some precious photos of that. And I'm like, well, I didn't really accomplish anything, you know? But then I remember my high school graduation. I made the decision to walk across the stage with my walker. And I only told, like, a few people. Like, my teacher knew. I believe my mom knew. Yeah, my mom knew, because we were working on it with my physical therapist. You know, and just stuff. And I ended up getting a standing ovation, which was pretty cool. I was, like, kind of distracted. I was like, what's happening? And my grandma didn't know because I wanted it to be a surprise. And she cried, but you know, I was just like, oh, she was so proud. Like, she was literally so proud. And we have which I gotta start printing some of these pictures, but we have a sweet picture where it's like she's hugging me, and, like, we're like this, like, her arm is around me and my arm's around her, and I have my little cap on and stuff. So she was there for some big moments. Like, we didn't really get robbed. It's just like, it's like for a lot of her 80s and all of her 90s, she was sick. So, dementia's just cruel, man. Seriously, it's like, ugh, it's the worst. Literally, it's the worst. Watching somebody die in front of you and then you cannot do anything to help them. I mean, we helped the best we could, right? But like, if I could have, I would have switched places with her in 5 seconds. Cause like, I struggle with so much anxiety. Like every day, like literally every day. And I can't even imagine what it would be like to not remember like what your house is, or like not remember like who's in front of you, so you think it's like some random person, you know? Like that is so terrifying to me, and I feel so horrible that she had to go through that. And so that, I mean, not that that gives me comfort, but it gives me comfort that she no longer has to deal with that. But will I question every single day for the rest of my life why she had to suffer? Absolutely. Because she, you know, like I said, she was the most holy person there was, like literally there was. And I'm not saying that just because she had religion and then she gave us religion, that doesn't make us better than anybody. But I'm just saying that, you know, like, she like did everything right. She was a nurse forever. She, you know, had this big beautiful family. She helped with me a lot. We went to the doctor a lot, and specialists and surgeries and whatever, and it was a lot. She was a good person, and it's like, why do bad things happen to good people? You know, I think that's what I'll struggle with every single day, forever and ever and ever. She was one of my people, you know, who helped me through life every day. And she's dearly missed, but honestly, it honestly brings me so much peace that she's with Jesus now, because she, you know, she loved her faith, and she loved her faith a lot. And it brings me peace and comfort knowing that her and my grandpa are together again and watching over all of us. I love you. I miss you, Noni.